All right, what it do, Lemonheads? Bienvenidos to the Evening Juice. Al Evening Juice. Temporada 8, Season 8, Episode 34. I am joined here. Bro, you got to put the mask back on, at least for a little bit. Come on, it's the Halloween edition, post-Halloween of the Evening Juice. I'm here with the anonymous MLS insider, although you got to peek at who he is, but this guy drops stories and lets you know about things that are happening before it happens. So we got our insider anonymous here. I am your boy NFL Stradamus. This is today is Tuesday, November 1st. It's officially World Cup month. Yeah. You know what? Just for that, throw some.
Here.
It's here, man.
Here.
Throw some horns on it.
Here.
Before we get started, it was Halloween yesterday. I see that was what you were dressed up as, right?
Yes, I was anonymous Inter Miami fan.
So you were just tweeting, like everybody just giving them pictures of your tweets with your candy. I had the shades on. I had my Macho Man look yesterday.
I saw that. That was nice.
That's pretty good,
had
right?
a kid. Yeah, but people kept telling me I was from what's that show? The paper show, House of Papers or whatever.
Oh yeah. Casa de Papel, the bank heist one.
And this is from the movie V, not from that old school movie, which is one of the classics. I love that movie.
Yeah, bro. What isn't it like to the November the 5th or something like that? Isn't that
always
the date?
remember November? Yeah,
the 5th of November or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's a great movie.
There you go.
Have to watch it again.
Solid. So you were doing that. I was passing out Slim Jims yesterday to my trick-or-treaters. Although I was pretty disappointed, man.
Not gonna lie. They didn't like it.
No, I haven't, man. I can't with these glasses. No, it was my first year with actual trick-or-treaters. I've been where I've lived, no lie, for the last 20 years of my life, at least. I haven't encountered a trick-or-treater.
That's crazy. Well, you live in the boonies, though. Nobody makes it.
No. I was living in the city. I was living in apartment buildings. When I lived in Virginia, everywhere.
All the traditions have died.
It really has. It really has. And I haven't had a trick-or-treater since I used to live with my parents, like over 20 years ago, right? So I was excited. I'm in a new neighborhood. I moved over here within the last year. This is my first Halloween here at the new place. I was excited. My neighbors told me, yeah, we have trick-or-treaters. And I was like, cool. All right. Dude, I had the full Macho Man outfit. I had the tights on and everything.
They didn't recognize you.
I was there. My sleeves rolled up. I had my gloves on. I even had the speaker playing the NWO theme song because I went NWO Macho Man, not
the bad.
Yeah, not the classic colorful one because everybody does that one. I was like, this was one of my favorites, was Macho Man NWO. So I had the NWO song playing. So as soon as I would open the door, it was like an entrance coming into the ring. You know,
nobody recognized it.
I was like, maybe a parent will or something like that. But here's the disappointing: I had 3 groups of trick-or-treaters. That's it. Just 3. That was it. That was my entire trick-or-treating experience. The first group came before I was even dressed, and it was still daylight outside. I was like, wait, man, they caught me off guard. So the second group came. I was excited to hit them with it. But nothing, dude. It was an awkward interaction, and that was it. Then I had one other group. I already gotten out of the costume and everything, and it was just these 2 kids in street clothes that were just going around the neighborhood with public shopping bags going trick-or-treat. I'm like, what are you dressed as? And he's like, kids. And I'm like, I was like, get out of here. I still gave him some candy.
Cancel Halloween, dude. Cancel Halloween.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So here's the thing. Apparently, like a few blocks away from me, there's this big lake in the neighborhood, and that's where everybody goes. Apparently, they've turned that into like an area where everybody goes. So I was like, man, that sucks though. Like the whole vibe of going out, walking, and trick-or-treating and getting a bunch of good or bad candy, you know, like it's gone, bro.
It's a different world.
It is, bro.
People, the kids don't enjoy that anymore. The parents don't want it. Very few parents, you know, they want to go out walking with the kids, and the kids want to go on their own.
Yeah,
like we used to do. So they don't.
Are you keeping the tradition going? No, you took the kids out or what?
Yeah. We remember. I got 2 little ones now.
Yeah.
Even the 14-year-old, she went in her little group and walked around because we live in a big gated community. So we let her do her thing, and we went around with the little kids.
Nice.
It wasn't a lot, but there was movement. So it was good. It was good.
Were you it was a good turnout then? Yeah. Did the kids score a lot of candy?
Yes.
What did you take? You got, as a parent, you're allowed to dig in there and take what you want because you're the provider.
That's the wifey's thing. What she does is she separates.
Okay.
So, and then some of the stuff she takes it to her job for her kids at work over there. But we remember mine's 4 and the other one's gonna be 2 November 11th.
Oh wow.
So they can't eat so much. They got wired today. Just a little while ago, they were driving me nuts because I gave them candy from yesterday. And they're wired, climbing up the stairs, running all over the place. So that's why you have to separate the candy, dude. It's too much. It's too much.
Makes sense.
But we got some good candy, man. They got some good stuff out here.
Yeah, I was passing out as a proprietor this year. I was passing out the good stuff. I had like Twix.
Exactly.
Snickers,
the mixed bag. Yeah,
mixed bag, but it's the good stuff, you know?
Yes, I got one of those. The little minis.
Yeah. I was like, this is the good stuff. This is what I would appreciate as a kid, you know? I also bought like some fangs that are like edible for kids to put on and like some eyeballs and stuff, gummy eyeballs or whatever. I was like, oh man, this will be cool. I have a whole bag of that.
People are scared. People are scared. They say, "Oh no, there's they can put stuff in that." It's so many weird things going on now that people are scared.
And unfortunately, you have so many weird things because, like I always say, if there's a rule for something, it's probably because it happened before.
Of course.
So that means that a bunch of weird people have taken.
They ruined Halloween.
They ruined it, bro.
When they put in that urban myth that they're giving laced candy and all that crap.
Dude.
That killed everything.
I can honestly tell you, man, growing up, I don't think I recall my parents going with me trick-or-treating. I think the last time they did that, I must have been like very, very small. Like
you have to be.
But I remember from like middle school, even elementary school. Yeah, from like elementary school, it was just go out with your friends. You'd score all the candy you could. And then you'd sit down for like an hour afterwards and divvy up the candy and like trade, like, hey, I want that Butterfinger. I'll give you like 3 Hershey bars for it or something. It's like you start bartering.
That's gone, man. That's gone. Yeah. That's gone.
Now, all right. So every year we do the Halloween show, and every year we talk about the, favorite candy. So we've gone over that, but we haven't talked about it with you. Are you one of these psychopaths like Achilles is? And are you a fan of candy corn? That's his favorite Halloween candy.
I don't think it tastes bad, but it's no biggie for me.
Man,
it's not. There's no biggie for me.
Dude, that stuff's horrible. I don't like when people.
He does look like a candy corn type of guy.
Oh, he loves all that nastiness.
He likes all that weird stuff.
Huh? Anyway, so I'm glad at least you're not part of his cult there.
No. That's a elitist group.
That's for those Harvard guys like him that they like that stuff. But anyway. Hey, we got a good show today. We're going to talk a lot about Dolphins' big moves today. Big couple of two-game win streak. We're starting to see what this team and this offense.
2-0 back.
Yeah, we're 2-0 since the return of Hawaiian Jesus.
Underthrows don't matter.
Doesn't matter, bro.
We still catch him.
They know it. They know what's up. They know it's going to be. He does it on purpose. Anyway, we got a lot going on. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about the first college football playoff rankings that came out. But keeping up with things that are new, how about I'd like to report, this is my yearly shout out. This happens like once a year. Holler, shout out to my boys over at McDonald's. The McRib is back. I just had one right now before the show started.
Really? I'm not a big McDonald's or any of that junk. But I know there was some video going around on the internet about how they make them and some other crap. It's supposed to be horrible.
No, doesn't deter me.
Well, I had a McRib not a long time ago because I'm not a big McDonald's fan.
Okay.
And when I went, it's one of those times like when they tell you about a movie, they hype it up so much.
Oh yeah,
everybody loves it. And then I went to eat it, and I was like, it kind of. I went back to the middle school days where they gave us those rib sandwiches.
That's exactly what it is. That's what it is.
And I said, man, the rib sandwich in middle school was, and I didn't have to pay $10. So,
Solid, bro. That's exactly what it is right now, man. But shout out to McDonald's. They were gonna get my juice of the week. That's who I was gonna give it to. Was McDonald's for bringing back the McRib, little McRib juice. But with that being said, let's do some phonies. and let's do some who's got the juice. Who do you want to start with?
Let's go with the phony Maloney's, and you go first because I have to think of mine now.
Okay. Phonies. My biggest phony of the weekend, which affected my choice, because this guy's direct phoniness this weekend affected the possibility that I was ready to name this other guy the biggest juice. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this guy I was like, bro, this guy's got the juice. This story's incredible. Everything's amazing. I got to give it to this guy. I know nobody's going to give it to him. They're going to go with other stuff. I like this. This is what I'm going to, hang my hat on. This is my guy. And then this guy does something so egregious, so dumb, so stupid that he gets the phony and takes away the juice from the other guy. And that's going to DJ Moore of the Carolina Panthers. I don't know if you saw the ending of this game.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
I was going to give my juice to PJ Walker. This guy goes from XFL quarterback, to third string on the Carolina. He makes it to the NFL. Gets
I remember him.
He's sitting behind, what was it? Darno is over there. Obviously Baker Mayfield, a couple of first-round picks, and number 1 overall. Here he is. They've gotten rid of everybody. They got rid of McCaffrey. They got nothing, and they say, hey, go out there and throw. And he had the team on the verge of winning, right? And with the win, they would have been first place in that horrible NFC South division, okay? Because that's how bad the division is. That with all that being said, this guy was about to make it happen. So I was like, wow, what a great story. That has to be the juice. First place juice, all that stuff. But DJ, he throws this basically almost a Hail Mary to DJ Moore, who makes an incredible catch with 2 defenders on him. They score the touchdown to tie the game, right? But this guy, the reason he's the phony is because as soon as he catches a touchdown, he gets up, takes his helmet off, and has a whole look at me moment. Everybody check me out. I'm the man. And cost his team an extra 15-yard penalty. So that extended that was assessed on the extra point, which put him really far back, and the guy missed the extra point, and then they had to go into
how many yards was it? How many yards was the extra point?
Well, I think the extra point is like, 30-something, so an extra 15-yard penalty is pushing you back probably 50-yarder or something like that.
Oh, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a big deal. You remember the extra points got pushed back already as it is, and now this guy's going in there and just penalizing him, the team, costing the win, costing them first place, costing my boy having the juice. And
he can still have the juice.
No, because he didn't win the game, and they're not in first place. I got to deduct points from that, man. I'm sorry.
Give him a participation trophy.
Yeah, well, I'm giving him an honorable mention. He's in the conversation. Doesn't get my juice, but I got to go with this guy, certified DJ Moore. Screwed it up, man. And then you see him, and he's just on the bench, and he's like, damn, you realize I'm going to be on Edwin's phony this week, and you could see it all over his face. He was just deterred. So that's my big phony of the weekend. Do you got yours, or you want me to give you my juice?
Yeah, give me your juice, because I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here.
You might want to take off the mask. Maybe it helps you think.
Yeah, this is kind of tight on my.
Yeah, I appreciate the devotion to the character, but it's good. It's good, man. So my
Look better
juice
with the mask on.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Yeah.
The juice, I got to give it to the Miami Dolphins front office, dude. What an incredible job from taking everyone's attention to the horrible treatment of concussions and player personnel from one week to the other. And by just pulling off incredible trades, getting ourselves a brand new running back that's familiar with the system, that obviously a guy that they want. And on top of that, you get a premier edge rusher in Bradley Chubb. You know what I mean? So... Oh, look, there's Gussie. He's got.
That's
Chris
what
Greer.
I was gonna say. You just stole my thunder again. That just came into my head, and then I got the opposite for the phony, and I'll tell you what it is now.
Chris Greer gets the juice today for trade down. Sorry, I couldn't make it, boys. Gussie is out. He is on the IL today, but we wish him a speedy recovery.
With you, Gussie.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So that's my juice, man. It's got to be the Dolphins front office, Greer. It's got to be those guys. I mean, what they've pulled off is incredible. Everybody's talking about, we went from, hey, this is a dangerous team. Hey, this is a really good team, to, hey, this team is now in the Super Bowl contention. And everybody forgot about, concussions and Tua wobbling all over the place. So I got.
That's my juice. I'm going to go with Greer, like Gus said, but for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
Reason number one is he fought the good fight with Brian Flores, because Brian wanted to bring that Deshaun character over here, over Tua. And Chris stuck to his gun. He fought through it. He didn't just let it go. He wasn't intimidated by that big bad guy. He said, no, I believe in Tua.
That's right.
And what's happening now, Tua right now, is he the greatest player ever?
Yes.
No. No. But he's doing what he, was picked to do.
Yeah.
He was picked really high. And right now he's putting up numbers. He's not doing a perfect game. His stats are great, but, sometimes he'll make that little mistake, maybe underthrow a little bit. But he just keeps getting better. And the number one thing is he just wins, baby.
That's right.
And you gotta love the kid, man. You gotta
sure.
love. I love that kid, man.
The story's great.
So Greer's my guy.
Look, I have had questionable taste in player characters in the past with my fandom. That's been.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
No. I have drawn the line at some people. Deshaun Watson was definitely one of those people where I drew the line. I was like, bro, I clearly said, if we get this guy, I don't want nothing to do with this team. Like, I will go cheer for whatever team is out there. I'll find a new fandom. So I am glad, but I don't mind the guy that has a little edge to him, or that maybe rubs the clubhouse the wrong way.
You need one of those on the team.
I normally don't lean for like the all goody guys, but damn, Tua's just all goody, and I love it, bro. Give it all to me, bro.
Sean would have never got away with that garbage with the masseuse and the girls down here. They would have stabbed his ass, or somebody would have shot his ass. They said, "What? Oh, this is Miami."
That's right. Absolutely. All right, so then we're in agreement. We got the right juice. I mean, it was an easy one.
It was a good week. It
was. What about did you got a phony, or are you gonna?
I got my phony. I got my phony, and I'm gonna stick.
Yeah.
I got my phony because I'm gonna stick with it, and it's my man Brian Flores. The flip side.
Yeah.
The flip side, because if he would have got his way, we wouldn't be living none of this right now. None of this wholesome winning.
Dude,
I would have felt dirty if we were winning with Deshaun. I would have felt dirty.
Well, I wouldn't have felt anything because I wouldn't have been a fan.
If he won, if he would have won as a Super Bowl, it would have been a dirty Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
I still would have been out with celebrating stuff. So I'm a little bit of a phony there.
Don't worry, you can join Dennis and I when we go celebrate.
Brian's my phony because I'm glad we beat Pittsburgh. So in your face, Tua,
suck it.
There you go. And then this week, Tua even better, 350 yards, 80% passing, 0 interceptions, like not even Marino.
Dude, he's doing that. That's the thing. You know what? Tua is doing what Shohei Ohtani was doing in baseball. You know how every day it was like, oh, Ohtani just did something that hadn't been done since Babe Ruth, and now it feels like every week we're like, yo, Tua just broke some record that hadn't been touched since Dan Marino, our Babe Ruth.
And he's even sliding. I saw him a little bit better with the slide, He underthrew a little bit, but he's not making a silly mistake. Yep. Like he has his games, but he always steps it up a little bit. And the important thing is he wins.
Absolutely.
He wins. He's a winner. And he's gonna keep winning. And now I love. Oh man, you know what? I got to go back and also give a juice. Not just to Greer, but the coach, because he has a lot to do with it. He came in here. he came in here with that little weird way he talks and stuff, and he doesn't look very intimidating. But the guy is a genius. The guy gets his team going. He knows what to do with people, and they believe him, and they're following him.
Yep.
And I feel the tide turning for the first time in forever.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like the first time in forever. I feel like Miami's actually gonna change, all this losing, and we're gonna start winning. At least,
we'll see. I like it.
Don't take it away from me, man.
I like it. I'm not. I'm with you. I'm doing the goose fraba, USA.
We've been hurt so many times.
For sure.
We have battered Dolphin syndrome.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. But yeah, let's continue to talk about the Dolphins. We'll do a little Dolphins talk here, and then we'll get into I'll give you my little
NFL Stradamus.
Top 5, bottom 5 coming up right after. Real quick though, Phillies up 4-0 on the Astros. Game 3, series is tied 1-1, and it looks like they just ended the 4th. So, I like that for all the baseball people out there. But anyway, let's go back. Let's talk Dolphins here, man. Let's do a little recap because, like you said, you're feeling this optimism, you're feeling this positivity, and a few weeks ago when we were 2-0, I said this is the best 2-0 I've ever felt in my life. This is the happy. Then when we went to 3-0, right before the Bengals game, it was the high. It was I said that nothing could bring me down, and I said that this is the best I felt. And then we went through a little dip, obviously, but when you look back and you think that even after everything that we've had happen to us, had a different starting quarterback for 3 straight games, lost our starting quarterback to a serious injury, had him come back, then lose our backup, have a guy named Skyler going in there and throwing the ball for a game. And we're sitting here at 5-3, man. Just a game out, game behind the Bills. Well, two in the loss column because
we just got better. Just got better,
bro. Oh man, that's the good stuff right now. And here's the thing: right now at 5-3, bro, I haven't felt this amazing as a Dolphins fan in my life. I thought I couldn't go on a bigger high than I was 3-0. I'm at a bigger high right now at 5-3. I've never felt this good before. I don't know what to do.
It's a legit 5-3 because I've been around so long where I've seen them start out strong. I don't remember what season it was. They started out like super strong and then they ended up 8-8.
Oh yeah, that was the old Dolphins of my youth, like my high school days and stuff like that, were always strong in September. And then when they would hit December, would completely collapse. And there was plenty of times where we'd be 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, and then we hit the winter months, late November, and just all the way out. And then, shit the bed and just game over. So to be at this position with the Dolphins, and let me ask you this, man. We saw it last week with the Steelers. You saw how they were how those first 2.5 drives, right? Mm-hmm. That offense just clicking, just clockwork. You saw Tua come in there and just do it, and then it got a little stagnant. But I was like, all right, we're seeing it develop. We won the game. It was a little ugly at the end, but we saw it. And then this week, it was just the whole game was just clicking. And that is called progression. That is called improvement. That is called a team coming together and doing the things that they need to do. And an offense right now that is just humming right now. You're watching this offense and you're like, yo, we can put up so many points. Like we have the best third down conversion percentage in the league right now. Third and long, not a problem, dude. It was like 3rd and 8, and back in the day, I would be like, oh god, like 3rd and 8. Here we go. We're gonna get a 3-yard run and then punt, or we're gonna get a 5-yard out and then punt. Like you never had the confidence. Now I'm like, yeah, we're going for 26 on this next play. Like it can happen on any play right now. This offense is just so record-setting right now.
That's the Tua factor. Obviously, we're talking about 2 amazing receivers. Perhaps
Oh, I saw what you did there. I saw what you did there. 2 amazing receivers. I like that.
It's you got these guys that are just playing balling out of their mind, but you have the ringleader. You got the guy that's doing his thing, and he's getting progressively better. Also, I think to me this is going to be his first complete season where he is the guy. So you got to give him that. You have to understand the first year, he didn't play. He was injured. Yeah. Last year, he was playing with a coach that hated his guts and just didn't give him any confidence. So he's out there and he can't make a mistake because they yank him. It was like at the Apollo Theater. You put that hook in there and bam, you're out.
El Chacal on Sábado Gigante.
You can't play like that. And now, he's getting better. He's going to continue to get better. Now, the Dolphins are legit. How far can they go? Time will tell. The season will tell. But I was watching Colin Cowherd, and he's not like,
my boy. That's my boy.
He's not believing Miami, though. He's not believing Miami. He's saying that they're built, for now. But when winter, like you said, comes in, they're going to come crashing down because over there they can't be airing it out because of the snow, because this, blah, 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 blah. And there's some truth to the fact that we need to develop a better running game.
Yeah.
But I believe in this kid, man. He has what they call that it factor. He's won everywhere. And I don't see why it's going to be any different now. And in Miami, the Miami of the past, Miami old, the 80s Miami, my glory days Miami, before it all became hell.
Yep.
They used to win everywhere.
It doesn't matter. When you're good, you're good. When
they
you're
would
good,
go up there to Buffalo and kick their ass.
Yeah.
They will go to New England and kick their ass. They'll go to New York and kick their ass. So I don't think, that's going to make any. It's going to change now that we're going to get good again.
I think that's some old philosophy, old thinking philosophy there. You know what I mean? Not to mention, like, bro, the Patriots aren't the same. We don't fear the Patriots. We don't fear a lot of these teams anymore. The Bills are a threat. The Jets got exposed this week. The Jets showed you that.
I can't believe we lost the Jets, but I called it. I knew it.
Yeah,
those guys always do that.
But the point is, though, we saw the Jets where they were. They beat us when we didn't have our team. And again, without our team assembled and playing and healthy, we're not gonna win. It's a challenge. We're not as deep as other teams maybe out there. But I don't think there's very many, if any, team that could really lose a player as important as a Tua and still be competitive. Like, I just don't think in the NFL you have that.
Armstead is amazing. He is everything that they said he was.
Yeah.
He came in here, and when he's there and you can tell that he's feeling, good. The guy is amazing.
Solid,
he's just, they're not going to get to Tua. They're not going to get to Tua from that side, at least.
Nope, not at all. And Tua's decision making, he's showing his accuracy. He's showing his progressions. He's not hanging on to the ball. This quick release offense, it's grabbing yards by the buckets, bro. It's just chunks and chunks of yards, on every play. And you got two receivers right now that have more combined yards through 8 weeks than any other duo in the history of the NFL. And the guy who's throwing the ball is Tua. I don't care if he's underthrowing it. He's not underthrowing every pass. He's putting them in positions where they're going to catch the ball. You know what I mean? So he's doing things. He's making things happen. But I wanted to take a minute and talk about Tyreek Hill real quick.
I'm glad that you said that, because that's what I was going to touch upon.
Tyreek Hill. The obvious, all right? Yeah, he's got 4 games this season of 160 yards at least receiving. The rest of the NFL combined has 5, combined. The NFL has 5 games like that. He has 4, all right? That's ridiculous. But you know how high I am on the Chiefs, right? You know that I'm a big, Chiefs. They're probably, newsflash, they're probably going to be in my top 5, okay? But
deserve to be.
They deserve to be there. But what is it crazy to think that Tyreek Hill maybe was underappreciated in Kansas City?
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was watching we're syncing there.
We're syncing,
I was
bro.
watching.
Get Gus out of here. We don't need him.
No, that's my man. I was watching the game. That's fun, Gus. I was watching the game.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, Tyreek Hill is better than I thought.
Yeah.
Because he's catching the ball. One of the things, the drops and this and that. He's making some difficult catches.
Yes.
And he's making, and he's balling, and he's got an attitude of I want more. He gets the ball and he's going, man. He's trying to get extra yards, and the guy's balling, he's leading, he's hyped, he's getting everybody, hyped and to perform. He's better than I thought.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. It makes me appreciate this, because so many times the Dolphins traded and they got the people underperformed. Expectations were horrible.
Yeah.
This guy's come and he's exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
It might, this is first season. I don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but right now, this guy is the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, it really is. I think what we really have to look at here is, and I'm going to go back. Look, we covered a Chiefs-Dolphins game. I think it was last season or the season before. I think it was the season before.
Miami won.
No.
Not that one? Oh, no. They played twice. And the first time Tua played Mahomie, Tua won. We won that game.
There was a game that they played here. There was a game that they played here. We lost that one. And I remember being at that game. I was doing photography for LemonCityLive, and Gus was up in the box. And I remember, because this was the COVID game, right? There was they didn't even let us be on the field. We were sitting like front row. They had all the photographers spread out, and I was in the end zone. And I'm watching, I'm taking my pictures, and I just remember seeing Tyreek Hill play, and they ran a couple of end arounds to him, and I saw him catch a couple little bubble screen passes or whatever it was. And I remember leaving that game going, one, Travis Kelce's the best weapon, best receiver, best weapon in the NFL because he's just unguardable. You know, he can do everything. But my big takeaway was how fast Tyreek Hill is. Like there is speed, and I've watched great players. I've watched guys that are fast, but there's this speed level that I had never seen an individual running with pads where he makes other people look slow, because there's fast where they're like
elite athletes. He's making elite athletes not look elite,
but he makes other people look so slow, and you're seeing it. And to your point, he's jumping up in traffic, making ridiculous catches. He's making the catches that you would associate with Calvin Johnson, you know, with Megatron, except he's not a Megatron. You know what I mean? If anything, he's a little bumblebee or whatever, you know, but he's going out there just busting dudes' asses and just fucking, it's unbelievable. It really is.
Mega talented.
But he's incredibly talented. I mean, just the numbers alone, he's got almost 1,000 yards receiving already, the 460-yard plus games. The only thing he's not getting the touchdowns because Waddle's like poaching them, you know, but hopefully that doesn't create a little rift between them. But props to Hill on this point. He knew he was the man, and he knew he had that in him. He knew he had that dog in him, and then he knew that he could be a number one guy. And he saw his situation in Kansas City, and I think a lot of people, when the trade happened, were like, "Wow,
that's a lot."
The Fins gave up a lot.
That's a lot. Yes.
And he was like, "Yo," he's like Aaron Judge. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna show you guys that." Not only am I worth everything, but I'm better than what you even thought. Aaron Judge did that in baseball this season by not signing a deal at the beginning of the season because he thought he was worth more. And what does he do? He almost has a triple crown season, hits 62 bombs, you know, and leads the league in RBIs, home runs, and the second in batting average. And Tyreek Hill is just taking a page out of that book, like the Bet on Myself book. Hey, I'm showing you guys that what happened in Kansas City, yeah, they got a good system. And yeah, they're still going to be competitive. And yeah, I worked really well in that system. But you know what? I can make other quarterbacks better. I am a weapon. And that's what he's doing. He's come in here. And props to the other thing I like about Tyreek is that since day one, since he got here, he has done nothing but brag and blow smoke up Tua's ass at every single opportunity. Like he has just been Tua's biggest hype man. Like remember he came out and he said, "Oh, this is the most most accurate quarterback I've ever played with. This guy is the best quarterback in the league." Like he's been hyping him up, and all they've been doing is just is talking the talk and walking the walk. And
he's been so Miami. It's like he was a natural. It's like he was meant to always be here.
Yes,
he walked in the locker room and like he was Miami.
Miami,
Don Johnson, Miami vibes right here.
Yep, and I think. When you mix in Mike McDaniel, it's the perfect. It's like the old Reggie Jackson saying, "I'm the straw that stirs the drink." And I think McDaniel is the guy who makes that drink happen. You know what I mean? It's his scheme, his elements, his personnel packages, and everything that are putting these guys in such a great position to be successful. And we're being successful at an incredible rate right now, record-setting rate, you know. So I'm enjoying
the culture. They destroyed the culture in record fashion and created a new one immediately with such distinct personalities, distinct looks, but everybody's on the same page, on the same focus. Everybody wants. I mean, because this guy, he talks like, and he's funny, and he's like the most open, but the guy's intense, and the guy's a genius. He knows what he's doing. You know, he's a rookie coach. Is he going to make mistakes? Of course. But on paper, man, he reads things. He's out coaching people, and he's moving. You know, first half they don't play great. They go in, they come back, and they clean things up.
Yeah.
That didn't used to happen before. And we got our players balling. We got a bunch of young kids balling. Some other ones like Tariq in their prime.
Yeah.
So the team is set. It's set.
And you know what? Here's another scary thing. We can get better.
Absolutely.
We can get better. Think about like an easy adjustment is don't commit the stupid penalties, because we had so many of them in the last couple of weeks and all season, really.
Offensive line needs to get better. Needs to be able to run block a little bit better.
A little better.
They're doing a pretty decent job, pass blocking because Tua's not getting dirty. But they need to, run block a little bit better, and we are getting better.
And we got a new running back, to replace Chase Edmonds. We got didn't feel like Chase Edmonds was the guy here. He had his one big run in the Baltimore game, but that was it. Like it just didn't fit the scheme. Mostert is the guy. He's been the guy, but today we get Wilson, which was the lead back over in San Francisco, who's familiar with McDaniel. It just seems like a natural fit. We gave up, I believe, a 5th round pick for this guy.
We said it last show. Like he was shot. It's like mentally, dude, he drops every ball. He's like he's not.
Yeah, and it happens, man. Not everybody, and we wish him success. It's not, he didn't really
good
do
player,
bad.
Good player. It's just he was having a bad moment. He's in a rut. Maybe he goes over there and balls out.
Good for them. But the other big news, like we mentioned at the top of the show, this Bradley Chubb. I mean, we just signed a guy who's in the same category as Myles Garrett and Von Miller and any of these other elite edge rushers,
He's 25.
And he's 25.
We're getting him at the, they need to do the extension, which they've mentioned that they're planning on doing. And then you got Chubb and Jalen.
Yeah.
You got 23 and 25. So we can have 2 of the best edge rushers in the league for years to come. God willing, no injuries, Barry. And very talented guys. And then we got some interior defense. I mean, we got some good players on defense. So this team is building. I see you, Coach. I see you, Greer. I see you.
Get at me, dog.
That's what it is. I think when it comes to this defense, it's going to evolve. Last couple, the Brian Flores era was known as the defensive team. That was our identity.
He did a good job with that.
He did a good job with that. And obviously McDaniel's, the other side of the coin with, his offensive prowess this season has been phenomenal. But with that being said, this is a great booster, bro. To have a guy like Chubb, in the same category of the guys that we mentioned, to pair him up with the Jalen Phillips on the other end, to continue to build, have other incredible assets. And this team is just scary.
Wilkins.
And props again to Chris Greer. He turned. Remember, we had, I forget what pick it was, and I think we had the number 3 or 4 pick. We traded down, let the Niners jump all the way up to 3 so they can draft for Trey Lance. We ended up getting 3 first-round picks. We used one of them to move back up so we can get Waddle. Then we used the other one in the Tyreek Hill deal. And then now the last remaining pick from that we used today to get Bradley Chubb. Like, how amazing is that we turned Trey Lance draft positioning into that? Salute, bro. That guy, unbelievable. That's got to be the most MVP baller move. That was straight money ball. That was draft day. You ever saw the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner?
I'm not sure.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie. He Vontae Mack all the way, baby. That's what he did. So he if you watch that movie, great flick, and he totally drafted it. It took a lot longer because it was over the course of a couple of seasons, but incredible. The leverage, the instinctiveness, the instinctiveness is to stick with it and surprised everybody. I got the alert saying Bradley Chubb Dolphin, like nobody was talking about it. Like totally working behind the scenes.
I thought it was Nick Chubb. I said, oh, well, we need a running back.
Yeah,
and then I look and I see, the pass rusher.
The only thing I heard was I heard we were in the running or thinking or having conversations with the Browns for Kareem Hunt. I did hear that. I'm kind of glad that didn't work out. I like our setup a little better. I definitely like the Bradley Chubb edition more than that. The fact that I feel real good with our offense. Like it's going to get better, but I feel like this is such a good boost to our defense that it's,
defense wins championships, dude.
Absolutely.
In any sport, defense wins championships, and we're pretty balanced. It's a pretty balanced team right now. So if the offense keeps getting better, the defense is gonna change a little bit now. Now they won't need to do those zero blitz and stuff. They might be able to put, because we have our defensive backs, a lot of injuries, and they've stepped up and played amazing.
We had a bunch of practice squad guys, especially we had guys that have been playing special teams and getting picks.
Balling out. And that goes back to the general manager, to the scouts, to the coach. Like, they cleaned house, and I'm kind of glad that the owner is not there. Maybe since he's a little bit pushed
out of the picture. Yeah, could have helped.
A lot of things have happened, and people have done other stuff, but everything seems to be working, better now. It took about 20 some years.
It took at least 40. I mean, I'll tell you that much.
I was about 30 pounds lighter at that point in time. 20 something years younger. It's beaten me. I've been beating all these years. Cry like the Dolphins made me cry.
Dude, I'm telling you, we have been a tormented fan base for far too long. I have never in my lifetime experienced any real Dolphins playoff glory or just successful season, like a sustainable.
The fall has been huge because I remember the Washington Redskins Super Bowl. I remember I was in 5th grade, so you start doing the things and you'll see how old I am. I remember San Francisco. We got our butts kicked, but I said, "Oh, Marino '84. Oh, Marino, we're gonna be back. This guy's a stud. We got a solid team." And then it's all started turning downhill from there.
Marino became the poster boy for nothing is guaranteed. That's what he became the poster boy for, And
what a shame. What a shame.
Bro, it is. But you know what? Look, bro, right next to my desk here, look what I got. I have my little Dan Marino Funko Pop because I'm exercising the demons, baby. This is the good stuff. How sweet was it? Real talk. How sweet was it to see Dan Marino hugging Tua post game in the locker room?
He's mentored him since the first day one.
Yeah, bro. I feel like right before that he walked over to what's the old coach's name? His name is escaping me. Flores. He walked over to Flores, slapped him in the face, and then he went and hugged Tua. That's what I was hoping for because that was just nice to see there. But anyway,
don't mess with Flores.
No, I know he kicked my ass. I mean, I can talk shit here because I'm far away. But anyway, moving forward here, Dolphins are at Chicago. They play the Bears. Winnable game. They come back afterwards. Play the Browns.
Bears.
They play the Browns. Bears are bad. They're not playing very well right now. I'll tell you though. We'll see. We'll get into it in a minute here. I'll tell you if they're bottom 5 bad in a second here. But we got the Bears. Then we got the Browns. We got winnable games. Then I think we have a bye week and then another easy game. So we're in a good spot.
There are no easy games.
But we're in a good spot here for
to make a nice run to get a little cushion until the tougher part of the schedule gets there. No, I agree with you 100%. They need to win the games that they have to win. They're favorite in these games for a reason. And if you've picked up value on both sides of the ball, you're stronger. You need to change what the history has been, and you need to win the games that you're supposed to win. And they need to be 8-3. What's the record? 5-3.
5-3.
8-3. And have a good cushion.
Well, here's the thing: we got Bears next, and again, and I wanted to give props to you were mentioning about that. We were just talking about the defense this past week, stepping up, making big plays. I know it's the Lions, and people are going to discredit the Lions, but the Lions are one of the highest scoring teams in the NFL.
They have a lot of
that's still yeah. So all right, we're at the Bears Sunday 1:00. Then we're home the following Sunday, the 13th, against the Browns. Then I believe we have a bye week, and then the Texans. So in the next month, in the next 4 weeks, we have 2 home games. We got the Browns and the Texans, very winnable. And then we have a winnable game on the road in Chicago. We could be 8-3.
Anything less than 8-3 is unacceptable.
I think so. I gotta agree. I think we have to circle these as wins because right after that
is higher now.
The standard is higher, and right after that is a tough game. We got 3 road games after that. Okay, and we're talking at Niners,
tough game.
At Chargers. That's an easy game. Justin Herbert sucks. He's killing my fantasy team. And then we have at the Bills where we gotta prove them again wrong up in Orchard Park or wherever the hell they're from. But anyway, with that being said, you hear that? Do you hear something?
NFL Stradamus.
Oh, that's the sound of good stuff coming, bro. All right. Here we go. It is time. We just talked about the Bears, right? And we talked about some winnable games here against some bottom feeders here. But let's see how bottom they are. All right. I'm going to give you my top 5 and my bottom 5. Right, we're going to start with the bottom 5 here, okay? I want to get the scrubs out of the way. I don't want to talk too much about them. They're losers, all right? You're in the bottom 5. I don't even know why I give you so much time, but I feel like, you know what, we got to point out. We got to point out and call out people for their atrocious behavior here. So let's recap. My last bottom 5 went like this. Last time I had the who did I have last? Okay, here we go. Sorry, I see it now. Okay, I had the Steelers, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Texans, and then the Broncos. That was my bottom 5 last time I did this. So now my new bottom 5 here. Okay,
go do it.
Here we go. Number 28. All right, and let me get my little sounds ready here. Number 28. Gotta give it to the Lions, man. I know they're 1-6. They just lost to the Finns. It was a tough loss because the Finns are the greatest football team on earth. But 1-6. It's just been an atrocious season. Their defense is trash. Their offense can put up points, but I feel bad. Like I feel
bad for the whole fan base because I've never had them. I've never known them as winners.
Exactly.
Never known them.
And I'm a huge Barry Sanders fan. Like that's one of my favorite players of all time.
Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders.
They just said that they're gonna have a statue for Barry Sanders. The first guy in Lions history to have his own statue. Man, funny you mentioned Calvin Johnson. I saw Calvin Johnson play against the Hurricanes when he was at Georgia Tech. I went to watch him play at the OB. It's crazy to think that I saw him play in college. He played a whole career in the NFL, retired, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. And I've seen all of that in my lifetime. I feel like that game was just the other day. But anyway, yeah. All right, I got the Lions at 28. The next worst team. This team took a bad L this week. I got the Jags 2-6. They lost to the shitty ass Broncos. Let's ride.
How's Sunshine playing? How's Sunshine, the quarterback?
Yeah, he's doing all right. And I think the Jags, like I watched some of the game.
They're getting better.
I think they're gonna be better. I thought they'd be better this season. I really did. I thought the acquisition of Christian Kirk was a nice one, a surprise, a decent receiver, and he's been making some plays. But I will say, watch out next season. They pulled off a trade today for Calvin Ridley, the suspended receiver from the Falcons.
Yeah.
Who'll be back next season. Unfortunately, it's not due to injury. He's suspended because he bet on one of these little websites on the Falcons or on the NFL, and apparently that's illegal. He bet like $500 or something like that and got slammed. So, yeah, that's who I got. Jags. They lost to the Broncos. That was a tough loss. They had a chance to win it.
Calvin Ridley. Free him.
Free Calvin Ridley. Absolutely. All right, 30. I got the Texans 1-5-1. They lost to the Titans. Again, I got to put them here for just principles for the fact that they have like the worst record, but I'm not going to put them at last because I feel like there's much more disappointing teams. And with that being said, I got at 31. The second to last worst team is who I gave my phony to this week. They could have been first place in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers, but instead they're the second to last team on my bottom 5 because of a guy in DJ Moore taking off his helmet, costing the team the win because that touchdown tied the game. All they had to do was kick a chip shot, extra point, and they would have won because there was only a few seconds left. Unbelievable.
That's a poopy rule, man. In college, I can maybe understand that, but in the pros,
I get it.
I mean, did he take it off to swing it at somebody? Did he take it off to headbutt somebody?
No, but
he took it off to get a little bit of love, man.
Hey, I feel you. I'm all about bring the fun back to the game.
But fun league. It's the no fun league.
Absolutely. But I also think you have to have awareness. And at this level in the NFL, when you're not a good team, this is why you're not a good team. You know what I mean?
One of the many reasons.
One of the many reasons you just added to it. So with that being said, I got the Panthers 2-6 at 31. And then my last place team. You want to take a guess?
The first worst.
First worst. Who's first worst? What do you think?
Well, the Raiders got clobbered this week, man.
Oh, solid first guess there. The Las Vegas Raiders 2-5 shut out for the first time in 8 seasons this week. And they got shut out by the Saints, man.
Ever since Al Davis died, they changed the motto to just lose, baby.
Just lose, baby. But they were in the playoffs last season. Remember, they beat the Chargers and got in and everything. They were good. Playoffs.
But that's like a bipolar team. I mean, and
playoffs.
They just you don't know what you're gonna get from those guys, man.
Is Josh McDaniel gonna get fired? First season. They went with that interim coach last season, made it to the playoffs. They bring in Josh McDaniels. They got Webb. They got Devontae Adams, and they're 2-6.
And the players were pulling for that coach. I forgot his name, but the players were pulling, and they're like, "Yeah, we like this guy, man. He's one of our guys."
2-6, man. Gross, absolute gross.
Well, he still got 8 games to go. I mean, no, more than 8 because now it's 17 games or 17.
Yeah,
games?
17, but still, it's. But I mean, they might catch up to the Broncos.
It's very disappointing. It's very disappointing.
But you still got the Chargers and the Chiefs. It's in the AFC is loaded. All right, that's my bottom 5. But now, let's give you my top 5. All right, starting off, number 5. I got. Well, actually, let me recap my last top 5. My last top 5, I had the New York Football Giants at number 5. They were impressive. They were playing good. And I'm not going to lie. I enjoy watching them play for some reason. I've caught myself watching Giants football the last few weeks and pulling for them. Like, there's just something about really bad Daniel Jones quarterbacking that I kind of like. All right, I like it. I love Saquon Barkley for some reason. I'm like, oh, yeah, I like when he runs. I don't know. There's something. The uniforms, maybe. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the Giants that I was liking. So I had the Giants at 5, the Eagles at 4, the Bengals were my surprise at 3. Okay, that's why I was really high on the Bengals. As you can see, was Chiefs number 2 and Bills number 1. So starting off this week, my number 5 team is this is my surprise. Actually, let me tell you this is my surprise here. I'm really high on this team. They're 4-4 right now, but I think that they have everything that they need to make a serious run, and they're going to be scary good. They're going to be a tough out. Luckily, they're in the NFC. I'm not worried about my Dolphins, but I think the 49ers are legit. Yeah. I think the 49ers, the acquisition, obviously, of Christian McCaffrey is great for them, but
they're solid. They're a solid team.
They're getting healthy. They got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Garoppolo, who had no preseason, no training camp because he was supposed to be traded, and everything went to Trey Lance. He didn't practice. He didn't do anything. He was just sitting there like, all right, I'm going somewhere else. So, and they said, hey, bring in the righty. Our guy got hurt, and he stepped in, took him a game or two, but they beat the Rams this week.
He got the experience, and he's a good player.
Yeah, they beat the Rams this week, and I think that they're loaded on both sides. On defense, Joey Bosa.
That's a tough team.
That's a tough team I don't want to play against. I don't want to play against the Niners. They're grimy. They come from the same school as the Dolphins, but, I don't want it. But a lot of respect, 4-4, making their debut in my top 5. I got the San Francisco 49ers. All right, number 4. Still not convinced on this team, but A.J. Brown balled out and had 3 touchdowns this week. He was like the poor man's Tyreek Hill. He's trying to do stuff and just balling out there. But I think the Eagles, again, they beat another, crappy team. They beat the Steelers this week. Wasn't really much of a fight. They have a decent offense. Jalen Hurts, he's good. He's a good player. Good player. I like him, But I feel like last season.
You think it's going to be a setup where they're going to be a top team, go to the playoffs, and then lose first round because that's.
I think the more and more, like I was comparing them, and I've been comparing them to the Cardinals last season. Cardinals got off to a hot start, won a bunch of games.
Good comparison.
And it wasn't, but that's how I feel about them,
No, that's what I mean. That's not good for them. That's not good for them.
And that's how I feel about them. But the thing is, they haven't slipped up yet. The Cardinals eventually slipped up, and the more I look at their schedule, the more winnable it looks, and the harder it's going to be for them to slip up. Let me see if I can pull up their. Hold on, NFL Eagles. Let's see their schedule here. All right. Eagles have beaten the Lions. The Vikings was a good win, but it was week 2. The Commanders, the Jaguars, the Cardinals. They beat the Cowboys without Dak Prescott. They beat the Steelers. And now look at this. Look at this schedule. Look who they're playing in the next 4 weeks. 5. They won't have a tough game for a while. They got the Texans, the Commanders, at Colts, who already gave up on Matt Ryan, so that's an easy dub. Then they're home against the Packers, which right now the Packers are in disarray. They didn't do anything on the trade deadline to help them out. Then they got the Titans, and then I see their next real tough game against the Giants. If the Giants continue to play like I think they are, divisional games are always tough, unless it's the Commanders. I think a divisional game here against the Giants could be a winner. So we're talking, what are they? 7-0, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They could be 12-0. Before I see them with a chance to lose here. And I think by that point, the pressures of being 12-0, everybody talking about it is going to be too much. And I think maybe they'll crack before that. But my issue is Jalen Hurts and Tua. There was not a lot of things separating them for a while. You know, Jalen Hurts wasn't even the starter when he got there. He was a 3rd-round pick, I believe, 4th-round pick. You know, he wasn't the main guy in Philly. He wasn't expected to be the dude. And then he got in there, and it was like, all right, we'll see what happened. And apparently, he had an incredible offseason because nobody doubts him anymore. He's like, oh, Jalen Hurts, bona fide, Pro Bowler. And it's like, yo, wait a minute. Why aren't we doing that to the guy who's leading the league in all the statistical categories in Tua? We don't give him the same level of, like, hey, you're good. But we've anointed this guy as like, oh, he's solid. He's an NFL guy. He's a pro. No concerns with Jalen Hurts. So I find that a little weird. But anyway, it is what it is. The Eagles, I got them at my number 4 spot. And again, reluctantly, but they're undefeated. I got to put them in there. All right. Let's see. Number 3. Number 3, I had the Bengals last week, but they're out. And I don't think the Bengals are coming back in anymore. I think the loss of Jamar Chase for the next month is evident this week when they got beat by Cleveland. They got manhandled. I still think Joe Burrow's the beast, but I think it's just too much for them to overcome. So I think they're going to slip up. I had the Bengals up there, but number 3, baby. Number 3, you know who I got? The fucking Dolphins are back, baby. Woo! Yeah. I was reluctant. I didn't do it last week after the Steelers win. I said, you know what? Let me get a little bigger sample. Let me see. But what I saw this week with the Lions, the fact that we were down 14 points, 10 points, wasn't fazed. I wasn't worried all game. I wasn't like, oh, I never once thought, oh, man, same old Dolphins. Here we go again. Not once during the game. You know what I mean? And that to me is the sign of a winner. That to me is the sign of a team that's in the top 5, not in the bottom 5. That to me is something I haven't felt as a Dolphins fan for a very long time, if ever. It's called confidence. I had confidence in this team that when the players are healthy and this offense is clicking and this offense is playing, it's tough to beat, bro. Like, it's Kansas City good. You know what I mean? Like, it's KC good. Like, it can be that good.
KC good. It's finger licking good.
Finger licking good, bro. It's finger. I like that. KC good. It's finger licking good. That's how good I think the Dolphins are right now. That I got them at number 3 in my top 5. I thought about some of these other teams. The Cowboys have had a couple of.
They still don't get that much respect like we're giving them here in the underground. In mainstream.
Yeah.
People, believe the Dolphins in Miami, and because every year they do the same thing.
Yeah.
This year is different, and I believe NFL Stradamus is the best.
NFL Stradamus.
I think he's the best in the business, and I think he's right.
I think I appreciate the kind words there. I think I do think I'm right on this one. I'm feeling really good. I stand by my picks here. I stand by my judgment, my assessment. I think this Dolphins team.
The power's in the beard.
The power. And to be honest with you, I had them at number 3 before the Bradley Chubb deal. Okay. I had them at number 3 because I was very convinced at just this offense is the best defense. You know what I'm saying? Offense is the best defense, and we have now a really good defense, or we have a guy who can make us a really good defense. So it just got better, baby. And the Dolphins just solidified it at number 3 right now. Now, my top 2, no surprise, no change. Chiefs and Bills, they were both on a bye week this week, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna discount them for
anything. That doesn't change anything.
I'm not gonna discount them for not playing. They're both coming off a bye. We'll see next week what's gonna happen. But again,
have the prototypical quarterback, young stud.
They're both
the ones that
teams.
Everybody compares to and say that's not who he is.
Yep.
And maybe that's not who he needs to be. In Miami, we do it a different way.
That's
have freestyle music. We're different. We're different down here, man.
We're different. I like it. Perfect. All right, let's put a bow on it. That's my top 5 and my bottom 5 there. All right, let's do a little speed round here. All right, let's go through a couple little topics, but I do want to spend some time on the on MLS here. But real quickly, the college football playoff rankings, the first ones of the season came out. Kind of a surprise at who they got at number 1. I knew they'd be up in the top 4, but they got Tennessee at 1. Where's my?
It's been a long time.
Been a long time, man. Tennessee, Ohio State, to Georgia 3, Clemson, rounding out your top 4. Michigan and Alabama are your first 2 out, so that's how it is. Or 5 and 6. So interesting. I'm not gonna put much thought or anything into this. This is the first one, and traditionally the first one doesn't match the last one. Very rarely do even any of the teams make it, that far. So there's still a lot to be determined. There's a big game this week. I believe Tennessee and Georgia are playing this weekend. There's also FSU UM, and that's happening.
Is that the worst matchup between them in like the last 30 years?
It's definitely not a highlight. Yeah, for sure.
But people are still going to get excited, and it's still for bragging rights.
Yeah,
locally. For bragging rights.
Locally, I think it's always going to be.
I mean here.
Yeah, as bad as the Canes could be having a season, and props to them, they won ugly this week, but they won 14-12 up in Charlottesville, and they beat UVA.
What has happened to Florida?
It's a tough.
Florida.
Yeah, it's tough. The Seminoles have been trashed too, but I just think it's funny that they're getting a primetime slot. They're playing.
They didn't expect them to be this crappy because they expected Cristobal to come in and they expect the other guy. And there's obvious talent on these teams, so I don't understand what's going on.
Well, it's talent, but it's not my talent. That's what the coaches are saying, and that's what the case with Cristobal, which is a lot of these guys are not his guys. He's trying to, and there seems to be some rift there. But again, at the end of the day, Jake Garcia was a 5-star quarterback coming out of of high school, so 5-star recruit. So I do expect more than they played 4 overtimes, and he had a total of 120 something yards passing the whole game.
What happened to that kid?
I don't know, man. It
was
bad.
Have to bring in the other kid, the I forgot his name, but the other quarterback is hiding.
Well, hopefully TVD will be back this week, and we'll have a good game. I just think it's funny that the reason I believe that the Canes are playing this game in primetime is because Adidas, who makes the uniforms, they made a specific set of Miami Knights uniform. They're wearing the black stuff this weekend, and because of how atrocious this team has been, the start of the season, they're 4-4, and the unexpected lows of what's been happening, they were running out of options as to when they could actually play those games at night, because there was rumors after this last week with the 14-12 game that they were going to be playing at 10:30 a.m. on ESPN the Ocho, and that, so people didn't know if that game was going to be televised. So it's a money thing. They're like, yo, we got to put them on. This is the only time we can squeeze them in.
They won't even make ESPN Plus. They put them on ESPN
on the Ocho. Yeah, bro. ESPN minus. You got to get some extra sports package to watch the game. But no, they'll be playing on ABC. I believe 7:30 kickoff or 8 o'clock. It's going to be the primetime game. It's going to be the primetime game in theory. I don't know if it's actually going to live up to it, but again, it's.
I'm sure it will.
It's Canes, it's Knowles. It's always a rivalry. There's going to be a lot of heated fans, but it's here, and at least the Canes will look nice in these uniforms, I guess.
The Canes will win 3-0, and FSU will go wide right again.
I'm cool with that. Lemon City will be there. Gabe will be there. He'll be covering the game. So check out his Twitter at Gabe Wright Sports for tweets throughout the game and all the latest news and info as the game is happening. And then stay tuned for his post-game recap as well. He'll have his preview up before the end of the week as well, too. So check that out, LemonCityLive.com.
Dale, we're in overtime already.
All right, overtime here. Let's go. Let's spend 5 good minutes here. We'll do a little 5 minutes of Vice City FC. All right, we'll do a little 5 minutes of MLS talk here. Let's start it off. We had the conference finals take place this weekend. You had LAFC hosting Austin FC in the first game. Let's talk about that one first before we get into the Philly NYC game. Did you watch the game? Were you able to catch?
Yes. I watched it, and LA did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
But it was a tough game because Austin had beaten them already during the season.
Austin had the upper hand
and had beaten them handedly.
Yeah.
And at this point in the season where it really matters, where it's clutch, LA took it to another level, and they handed them their behind, and now they're in the finals. Bale didn't play, Chiellini, all the big move during the season. These guys haven't been the factors that have led to this.
Chiellini's gotten some playing time, but Bale's been a complete non-factor, and
it was to be expected. It was to be expected. It's what he's been doing.
The last several years of his career. I guess it's what's to have been expected, but at the same time, I was like, yo, this guy's trying to
He could change,
play,
right?
And he's trying to play because Wales is in the World Cup. Like, where is he getting any playing time leading up to this World Cup? You know, he's played like a couple of appearances off the bench for LAFC.
He goes to Wales. He goes to Wales. It's like when he goes into the phone booth and just goes like that. He turns into Superman automatically. How he does it, I don't know. He's just so talented that when he puts an effort and motivated, you know, you can see the difference. Other than that, he doesn't care. So LA took care of business, and then
you can count on a few things. You can count on death, taxes, Bale playing great for Wales, and you know who else is another Bale? Is this Memo Ochoa, the goalie from Mexico? He's gonna have the best World Cup that you could possibly have because he does this every year for like the last 10 World Cups. It feels like this guy goes in there, plays ridiculous, and then you don't hear about him for 4 years. Like I don't even know what team. If he's still playing for, does he still play for America? I don't even know what team he plays for, but I know that this guy is gonna be the goalie of Mexico, and he's gonna have a fantastic tournament. So those are the things you can count on.
Philadelphia also did their thing. They were down. New York City FC, NYC FC.
Oh, but wait. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Before we go to the Philly game, I wanted to talk a little bit real quickly. How about the vibe? Let's talk about MLS here in Los Angeles. That stadium was ridiculous.
They got a good fan base too. They got a good fan base because when they came down here, I remember being in the press box, and I was surprised, and in a good way, that the amount of noise and the way that they were going on with our La Familia outdoes everybody. They're anybody comes to our stadium, they get outdone. But that day, I was like, man, this is pretty even here, and these guys, they're pretty. There's a pretty good fan base over there. They came in. A lot of people came to the stadium. They made a lot of noise. They sang. They danced. They drank. It's a cool fan base.
But it's the vibe. It's the vibe. I mean, I know you don't get that every week at every stadium in MLS. I know you don't, but you don't get that every week at every stadium in the Premier League.
No, they're not the Beverly Hills. They're not the Beverly Hills fans. These fans are not. They don't come from Beverly Hills.
No. These are the grimy ones. I like it, bro. Give me some grime. Give me some dirt. These guys, they like their squad. They like their team.
They feel it. They feel it. La pasión. Yes.
I like how they call the Galaxy Carson City Galaxy. That's what they call them because they don't even play in Los Angeles, which I thought was a nice little diss. But I was impressed, man. I'm just really happy as a fan of MLS, as a fan of the sport, and seeing how much it's grown. Chiellini even likened it to playing in a Champions League game. He said the vibe was that level,
He's a cool guy, though. He's a cool guy, man.
Phenomenal. I love the fact that he looks like he could be my dad, yet I'm older than him. And his press conferences are funny. Like he's in a point in his life.
He's a character. He's having fun.
He's having fun. He's having a good time, and you love to see it. But what I love to see was just the crowds, the vibe, and then the weekend before at Austin, incredible vibes there. They've sold out every game in their existence.
MLS is picking up more people, just like Ricky Puig, however you want to pronounce it. Pooch. I'm gonna remember because I have a friend that we call him Pooch. When I remember Ricky, I'm gonna say Pooch.
There you go.
Kid that hasn't even hit his prime yet, stud player. Wanted to come here, and he's having a great time in LA. And like that, there's gonna be more and more, and the level's gonna keep going and going, and the sport is growing and growing, which I love because like the old school American people is like, oh, football, baseball, basketball, soccer. What is that? No, soccer right now, you got to respect it. Put some respect on the soccer.
Put some respect on it.
And it's the world's game. That's the real world champion. I love my football. I love my football. I love my baseball. I love my basketball. But put some respect on my sport, man.
And again, this is World Cup month, so it's just going to continue to snowball. We got the final, MLS final, coming up this weekend. Then right after that, it's just a few days till USA and Wales kick off on the 21st.
That's gotta be a huge game, dude. They
have to phenomenal.
Start on the right foot, and we talked about it last week, man. Berhalter
I got no faith in him.
We don't. I don't know if he's the Cam Cameron of
that's a very. You know what? You get a point for that. That is a very good comparison. I'll give you 2 points for that. That was very good. He's definitely a Cam Cameron. I got no faith in him. He's a Philbin, Cam Cameron. You know, he's one of those guys. Just I don't know. I don't feel like he gets the best out of players. Hopefully, these guys step up. Somebody on the team, Pulisic, McKinney, Pepe, whoever it is that makes the team. I think they're going to announce the roster. I believe next weekend or next week they're going to announce it.
I don't think he even knows what the roster is.
Yeah, so we'll see.
And it's sad because we have the most talent they've had, ever.
Yeah, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll still have a lot of this talent come the next cycle too. So, but again, LAFC, congrats. They win 3-0.
Excellent game, excellent vibe, excellent stadium.
And we talked about no bail, but you know what we did have? We had Chicho Arango. It's nice to have a Colombian out there doing
ever since when they signed him. He was playing Millonarios, and with the group I play, there's this guy that's a fan.
Yeah.
And I told him, I go, dude, they signed this guy, and I know he's gonna kill it.
Yep.
It seems easy for me to say it now. Right. But at that point, because I saw him playing over there, and I said, this guy's talented. I think he's maybe a little bit higher than the league level, but he's really moved in and just done amazing.
Dude, I don't have the numbers here, but I had read them earlier today, and I wish I would have copied them down. His numbers since he came into the league is insane.
High level superstar numbers, and he was like kind of, I'm not gonna say he was an afterthought, but he wasn't the main focus.
Oh no,
he wasn't the one that they said, oh yo, we got Chicho Arango here. No. And he came in, and he's just been a stud. And I hope the national team for Colombia keeps an eye on that, because you need people that put it in the goal, man.
Yeah, we got a couple of good little Colombian strikers in the league right now.
They're all over the place. Colombia's loaded. We just need a coach. Yeah. We need a real coach. I'm available.
We'll send in the call. We'll put in the call. All right, now on the east side, you mentioned it's Philadelphia hosted, what you like to refer to as the Pigeons, NYCFC. Defending champs, though. We got to put some respect under the name.
You got to respect. And look where they got to. They lost Vinny Castellanos, who was their Tati Castellanos, who was their best player. Reigning Golden Boot balling
guy.
Out in Spain. He's balling out in Spain too.
Playing. He don't have tied or beat. No, they tied. I think at the Bernabeu, they tied Real Madrid, which is a win for them. You know what I'm saying?
And he showed. I've seen a couple of games, and he looked like the best player on that
He's good,
team,
man. He's out there, and he's doing it, man. Which
moving
is great.
All over the field.
Great for MLS. So
absolutely.
The Pigeons were up. Now this is the Union, who lost in the same spot in the playoffs last season to the Pigeons. They were down 1-0 in the second half. I believe it was 0-0 at the half, and then Maxi Morales scores to make it 1-0, and it was looking like whoa. And it was a really nice goal. It was a good little touch and go, touch and pass. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, Philly just turned into Philly. I think it was 3 goals in 11 minutes. 2 in 2 minutes, back to back, and it was just domination. And then the Carranza goal, former Inter Miami guy. You got to tie in. Inter Miami has to be tied in somewhere. You know what I mean? But yeah, Carranza comes in, he scores the goal, then he sets up the assist for Gazdag for the second goal. So Philly takes care of business. They eliminate New York City 3-1, but another great atmosphere. Like, you watch
it's not the hottest city in sports right now. The only team that sucks, and they don't suck, is the Sixers. I mean, you got Phillies in the World Series.
Let's check the score here on that.
You got the Union in the finals.
Yep.
You got the Eagles are undefeated, and that's always been a crazy sports town,
Dude, Phillies are up 7-0 on the Astros right now. In the end of the 6th right now, 7-0. That means the Phillies could take a 2-1, and they got the next game because they're in Philadelphia. They stole one on the road in Houston. Ooh-wee.
It's the hottest city in sports right now.
Hottest city in sports, absolutely. But man, Philly comes in, takes care of business. They have the hottest goalie. They have an incredible team. I think it's the matchup. It's very rare do we get the 2 number 1 teams going up to battle against each other.
It's going to be so much fun.
Phenomenal. It's going to be a great build up to it. It's been a great build up, and it's going to be a great product. We're going to see a great game come Saturday. In Los Angeles. It's going to be something to tune into, something to watch. I'm excited. I don't know. I kind of like a part of me. I actually
anyone can win. Anyone can win.
I have an LAFC jersey. I got a T-shirt. I got a hat because my family's out there. So I was like, yo, I kind of like the LAFC vibe. You know, when these came out. So I was like, all right,
put it on, and if they lose, we'll call you Drake.
Yeah, you know. So I was like, maybe I can feel Drake and curse them, but at the same time, I respect what Philadelphia has done. Plus, Achilles has been the one guy for years now because Achilles actually worked with the Union for a little bit. But even before that, he was always like, yo, the Union, they have the best youth system. They have the best everything.
That's what I was going to touch upon. I love the fact that they got these young players on the top team and playing. Yeah. Playing. Because Bedoya came out, they put McGlynn in, and that kid is going to be a certified stud. Yeah. And you know why? When you got these left-footed magicians and you know, and at that age, what he's doing now, wait till he gets a little more experience and wait till he makes the leap to Europe.
Exactly.
When he makes that leap to Europe, they're going to be saying, like, this guy's not American. No, we can't. No, this guy's play like, you know.
McGlynn. They're going to say, oh, he's Irish. McGlynn. This guy's a stud. You know, and then they're going to do the same. You know, we had Aronson.
Both of them, the brothers, both of them are really good. Brandon's good. And Paxton's
sick.
Paxton is a stud too.
And they both came from the Philadelphia Union, you know, system. There's something in the water in Philadelphia that's producing great soccer players.
The hottest city in sports right now.
City in sports.
It's tough for me to say it, you know.
Yeah.
Because you know they have that rep, but you got to give them that respect. They're doing something.
So again,
Miami's next.
Exactly. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, give it to me. All right, so with that, we got an incredible matchup. We have had an incredible season. Today, they also announced Hani Mukhtar is your MVP. No surprise there. We knew that was going to happen. Gonzalo Higuain announced team MVP for Inter Miami today, as well as earlier.
Well deserved.
Just like also earlier, you had gone out on Twitter and predicted that Gonzalo Higuain, according to your sources, was going to win comeback player, and that happened too as well. So definitely, hey, make sure if you're not following, you know, Xavier here, Xavi, as his best friend Gonzalo Higuain likes to call him, at XG La Voz, he's got the scoop, man. He's got sources now. He's not only just reporting the news, he's breaking the news. So.
Yeah, hit me up if you got some legit information. Hit me up. Legitimate information.
Hit him up. But you had some awards again. The Hani Mukhtar one today. No surprise. My question is, he's still young. He's like, believe 26, 27, I think. Do you see him sticking around, or was this a catapult to going to Europe and playing there?
I haven't followed the team, and I haven't followed him closely. Because a lot of it has to do with you know what does the person want, the type of personality. Is he comfortable? Does he like living Nashville? Does he like, you know, because he came from Europe, he came from Germany, he's been there, he's done that. You know,
he came from a small team. I don't remember.
I know, but he's the super stud here now.
Exactly, and he was brought on specifically by Nashville that came out the same season as Inter Miami, and they said, hey, we're gonna bring you in here. We want you to come here, and we want to build everything around you. We want you, to be the star, to be the man, and he's delivered. They've delivered. That's a good team. That's a great environment. That's another great city that has incredible fans. So we'll see. It's something to monitor, something to keep tabs on. But
if you're asking me if I was him, I'm not going anywhere. MVP, everybody loves me. I'm getting paid.
Yep.
I'm in a good place. I'm sticking around. Unless you're blowing me, you know, out of the water with an offer and a great team, a great opportunity like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Then you think about it, but him, I'm sticking around. MVP,
yeah, I like to see him stick around too. I'd like to see him stick around too, especially give me some Hani, give me some Ricky Pooch, give me some more of these younger guys, you know, coming in and really taking off.
I think skills that can play.
I think Leo Campana is going to be great for MLS.
As long as he doesn't get hurt.
As long as he doesn't get hurt, he's going to get better, and he's going to, you know, he could be the next Tati Castellanos. You know, he could be that guy who takes him.
He has everything. He can hit with his left, with his right. He can come out. He can dribble.
He's
one of the top guys scoring goals with it. He's got it all. He's got it all. Fast. No, he's got it all.
All right. So you got to make your pick, though. Who are you picking? And then I'll pick.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Philly. I'm going to go with Philly because my boy Bedoya, former Weston FC alumni over here. I'm out here in Weston, and I followed him. I'm gonna go. The captain. He played his heart out. He's still hurt. He's not 100%.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna do it. He's been out there. He's had a great career, and I want him to get it. I want him to get it. I haven't met him. He's been here 100 times, and I know people in common and stuff, but I've never met him. So hopefully next time he comes down, I'm sure he watches the show.
For sure. I'll send him the link.
Even though it's on the underground.
Yeah.
Way underground.
We'll send him the link and make sure he gets it.
Yeah.
All right. Solid choice. I like all your reasonings for it, but I'm going to go with my other parcero. Well, he's not a parcero. He's not from Medellin. But I'm going to go with
He actually is. He actually is.
Oh, yeah?
He is. He played for Millonario, but his background is, from
from Medellin? Oh, yeah. For sure then.
That last name Arango is from there, bro.
Yeah. There you go. So I'm going to have a celebratory aguardiente this weekend when LAFC lifts a trophy, and we're going to see a Bale goal off the bench. How about that? I'm throwing that in there. Just throw it in there as well. So
he's going to go golfing, and then he's going to get hit by a golf ball and will not be able to play or something.
We'll see. Well, the good thing is, hey, like I said at the very beginning of the show, it's World Cup month. So every episode coming up for us is going to get more and more.
We're way over time. We haven't even touched on Miami, Inter Miami.
No, we're going to have to save that for next week here. But the good thing is we got so much soccer to talk about the next few weeks. Like there's just so many sports overlapping. But we are going to put a bow on this. It's been a great show. Xavi, thank you. Phenomenal job. Anonymous for stepping in here.
Let me go back undercover so I can get some more information.
Yeah, let me put on the glasses here. We'll wrap up with this.
Fungus. We miss Fungus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was passing out all my Slim Jims doing that. It was pretty good.
And the kids were cool with the Slim Jim?
Yeah. I did get a good reaction to the Slim Jims. They were like, whoa, Slim Jims. And I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're like, all right. And I was like, there you go. Yeah, spice. All right. So big thank you to everybody watching, listening. If you're checking us out on your podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. Big thank you again to the 5 Reasons YouTube page for being our streaming partners here. You can always catch all of our content there if you want to play back the videos. Follow us at LemonCityLive on all social media. Check out LemonCityLive.com. We got a lot of great articles coming up. And other than that, thank you, everybody. Happy Halloween. Happy November 1st. As the time goes, we can't wait to see you again next week. Hopefully, we'll have a full staff here. But other than that, guys, have a great night. Thank you very much. And adios, muchachos.
Adios.
Oh, yeah.